With World War III closer than it has ever been, the question is always on your mind. Who would be involved and who would win? After doing weeks of research, I have figured that it would be Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, Pakistan, and India against the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, South Korea, Germany, France, Japan, Israel, Australia, and the Philippines. Now before we start, I am going to be referring to the US, the UK, Canada, South Korea, Germany, France, Japan, Israel, Australia, and the Philippines as the free world, and I'm going to be calling Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, Pakistan, and India as the rogue states. Now, starting with personnel, the free world only has about 5.5 million, and the rogue nations have about 19,588,000. So there's a clear difference, but the free world does have far better training, far more superior, special forces, so it's pretty even there. When it comes to fighter aircraft, the free world has 3,847, and the rogue states have 3,649. Not only do the free world have more, but it's also newer technology and more advanced. When it comes to attack aircraft, the free world has about 4,534, and the rogue states have about 4,735, but again, their technology is far less superior to ours, and their training for their Air Force members is probably not as good. When it comes to transport aircraft, the free world has 8,463, and the rogue states only have about 3,327. Now this wouldn't be that important for them, because if there was a World War III, it would most likely take place near their side of the world, not in the United States, and we already have military bases out there, so transport aircraft would not be a huge deal. When it comes to total helicopters, such as attack helicopters, defense, transport helicopters, medical, we have about 9,377, and they only have about 3,611. When it comes to attack helicopters, which is one of the most important components of warfare, we have about 1,352, and they only have 796, so that's a clear victory for us. That would give us a huge edge in the war. When it comes to combat tanks, we have 13,240, and the rogue nations would have about 40,664. This is mainly because of Russia's huge arsenal of tanks, which is mostly from World War II and the Cold War, so they are not as new as ours, so that would also be good for us. When it comes to armored fighting vehicles, we have 81,839, and they have 51,033. 30,000 is a lot of a difference, especially for such a big vehicle like this. Self-propelled artillery, we have 5,344, and they have almost 6,500. When it comes to another important factor, multiple launch rocket systems, we only have 1,828, they have 9,863. When it comes to aircraft carrier, we have 23 total aircraft carriers compared to their 5. That's a huge victory for us. This means we can launch aircraft from wherever we want, we can station them wherever we want, we don't have to be stuck to where our military bases are, so it's a big victory for us. When it comes to frigates, we only have 82 compared to their 97, so not a huge difference, but frigates are pretty important, but not as important as the next one, destroyers, which we have 127, and they have only 61. So big victory for us there. When it comes to corvettes, which aren't as important, we only have about 40, and they have about 144. But again, their navy is not as well trained, they wouldn't be able to use them as well, and they're older. When it comes to submarines, we only have about 145, they have about 283, but again, in this type of war, submarines wouldn't really matter unless we're talking about nuclear war, which again, if that is the case, then none of this matters because the whole world would basically come to an end. When it comes to patrol craft, we have about 215, and they have about 1,072. Now, our patrol craft would mainly be stationed near the United States to make sure there's not any amphibious invasions coming, and theirs would be stationed around places that they would be worried about the U.S. invading, such as North Korea and wherever else it's invadable. Now, what you're probably thinking throughout this video is, wow, the United States and their allies are really outnumbered with a lot of things. And you're correct, but not only is our technology way more modern and we have better trained soldiers, but there's one more thing that really guarantees a victory for us, and that is budget. The budget of the rogue nations would be only 278,100 million. That's less than the United States alone. 278,100 billion, that's it. The budget for the free world would be 853,400 million. Now with this budget, we would be able to get far more supplies. I think World War III, as long as nukes aren't allowed, would be a pretty clear victory for the free world. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. That means a lot. Leave a comment seeing what other types of videos you'd like to see. Hope to see you back on my channel. Peace out.